Yeah, no, this one is wild. Apparently, Gavin Newsom was losing his mind today on a rant about the homelessness crisis, and he's trying to blame everybody but himself. But Californians, like we spoken before, are leaning to the right because of local elections, but not only local elections, or because of Gavin Newsom. Now he's here bugging out about homelessness and how bad it is, how billions of dollars have been wasted. Meanwhile, he's been the governor this whole time. Also, we got to talk about the California gas prices, right? They may head over $8, $8.44, $8.44 a gallon. Meanwhile, the rest of the country is enjoying $2.49, $2.75 gas, under $3 for the first time in like 3 or 4 years, maybe a little longer than that. So yeah, Gavin Newsom losing his mind. Take a listen to this.
And I'm just on behalf of the taxpayers of the state, in the spirit of Ashley's question, I'm not interested. I'm just not, as a taxpayer, not just governor, I'm not interested in funding failure anymore. I'm not. I won't. Time to do your job. People are dying on their watch. How do people get reelected? Look at these encampments. They're a disgrace. They've been there years and years and years and years. I've heard that same rhetoric for years. People are dying. Kids are being born. Overdoses. I met a young man, literally, was out there doing Project Homeless Connect, reaching out near the 405 freeway. I found out the next day he was dead. In the name of compassion, because we had a notice. I could have helped him that night. I felt like a fraud. I felt like I let him down.
Because you did. Oh my God. This dude is, remember the video? It was like a video that came out. Let me calm down here, because you're watching this guy. This is what acting looks like from a politician, especially a governor. And one of the main reasons he's even doing this is because Trump is in office. Trump is doing really good right now in office. His foreign policy is really good. Domestic policies and energy policies are really good, and they're showing, and the results are coming, and the gas prices are down everywhere else except California. Homelessness is starting to, be something that can be solved, except in California. So now he's blaming local elections. He's blaming the Americans that vote in California. Like, hey, it's really your guys' fault for voting these people in. Meanwhile, he's been governor the whole time. There are videos of this guy walking through homeless encampments and literally saying zero about it, not complaining about it. Billions of dollars are gone, and now he's up here crying like a little twirl, crying up here, blaming everybody else except his leadership to push for less homelessness, less drugs, less people dying. And by the way, how do you think those drugs even get there in the first place? Oh, but you complain about Trump's immigration policies by closing up the border and trying to get fentanyl out of here. Most of those deaths are fentanyl. Most of the reason why a lot of people are homeless is because they were addicted to some type of drug, eventually ended up becoming homeless. But this guy's fake furious now. This is unbelievable.
You got to be more aggressive. I saw a young kid in San Diego. He was with the mayor of San Diego right before his State of the State. This poor kid was addicted to meth. He was a wonderful kid. And he said, I'm really glad you came. He goes, I'm struggling. And there in the tent with his wife was a newborn baby. He said, thank you for coming. There's no compassion in denying what the hell's going on in the streets and sidewalks. They need to step up. Enough of the rhetoric. I'm serious. Enough of the rhetoric. People are dying in this state. It is a disgrace.
This is a bad luck for California. You got your governor now blaming the voters, blaming local elections. Meanwhile, this is what he's done to the state.
When Gavin Newsom decides to run for president in 2028, remember, this is his state.
long you been living here for?
I don't live here. I just visit.
Just visit.
The drug overdoses, the homeless encampments. It's pretty insane, man. This is, you know, look. I think I know why he's doing this. I think I know why he's snapping all of a sudden. Again, it's the pressure from MAGA. It's the fact that people are now leaning more right, especially in California, who they usually vote, mostly blue. By the way, there are serious questions about that. Some Californian raised a lot of questions about voting blue in that state. He found suspicious. We don't got to talk about that just yet, but a lot of people are saying that he's doing this because in 2028 he wants to run again, right? Again, is it possible? Is it possible?
When Gavin Newsom decides to run for president in 2020.
Yeah, run for president. I mean, not run for governor. But yeah, is he even going to be the president? Is he even going to be the guy? Because when we're looking at it, I think this dude is being replaced by Pete Buttigieg, which I think is going to be an utter failure by the Democrats if they do that. They're throwing like a beard on Pete Buttigieg, and now they're trying to throw him out there. But this dude destroyed California, and now he's just straight up blaming Californians for the way they voted in local elections. He said, here we go. This is coming from Kevin Dalton here on X. In March of 2023, Gavin Newsom promised to deliver 1,200 tiny homes at a cost of $625,000 taxpayer dollars apiece. To date, not a single tiny home has been delivered. By compromising, the Amish can build 12 tiny homes in less than 48 hours at a cost of $25,000 apiece. Yeah, look at this. Boone, North Carolina officials confirmed that 62 members of the Pennsylvania Amish community have completed construction of 12 tiny homes in 48 hours. So obviously, tiny homes can 100% be done. The Amish did it in less than 48 hours with only 25,000. Meanwhile, with $625,000, nothing could have been done. Still, nothing has been delivered. This is the utter failure of what has happened here with this governor. Also, a gallon of gas in California could hit $8.44 per gallon. The state already has the nation's highest gas prices. While Gavin Newsom loves to talk about tariffs, his anti-energy policies that are draining the wallets of California, though the refineries that left are pretty much, got 2 refinery closures. Is that what it was? This is this guy's fault. And then people are really nominating this guy like, oh, this is the man that needs to run in 2028. He needs to run. He needs to be the guy. But the refineries are the reason why, and his anti-energy policies are the reason why. They're the reason why gas is so freaking. Is there anybody from California right now? Comment down below how much are gas prices and how much homelessness are you seeing out in the streets right now? Because of this governor, and is now blaming you and local elections and local leaders per se, which I do think to a degree is all of their fault combined. But he's not trying to take the blame from it anymore. He's trying to say, hey, I did not destroy the state. He's melting down. He's realizing he's made a fatal mistake that has pretty much literally ended his whole political career. I don't think he's the guy for 2028 anymore. I think they're moving toward Pete Buttigieg and other folks, in my opinion. With that being said, let me know how much are gas prices, how much are you paying for gas in California, and where in California do you live?